Is Bitcoin a virtual Ponzi scheme, as this guy says? Well, first, let's talk about what he says about the dollar, being that you can see it and you can hold it. See this? This is a piece of paper. I can see it and I can hold it. What is a dollar bill? What is a $100 bill? It's a piece of paper with a bunch of old guys that are printed on it that we think has value. And guess what? If you light it on fire, it disappears. You can't light Bitcoin on fire. You can't ever get rid of it unless you actually lose your Bitcoin and you put it on a ledger and you lose it or someone steals it. You cannot destroy it. If the internet goes out, guess what? The internet comes back on, you still have it. If we have an EMP blast and the power goes out, guess what? The blockchain is still there when power comes back on someday. Like if you want to go that deep. My guess, sir, is that you're a boomer. You don't understand it. You don't understand cryptography. Bitcoin is the most sound unit of value ever created by mankind. Now you can argue, no, gold was. But we now live in a digital world. You are talking, or I am talking to you over a phone in my living room, and you are listening over the internet. How does gold, how can you can't transfer gold over the internet. You have to have a third party. And the point of this, just so you understand, and I'm genuinely trying to educate you so you can see it a little bit differently. Those of you that think this way. All the properties of gold, right? All of them, minus the fact that you can't physically hold it in your hand, but I would argue that too because I have a ledger that has the Bitcoin on it that I own. So technically I can hold it in my hand. So if you can see past that, and I know sometimes it's harder for people that aren't technological savvy or they're from an older generation, it's hard to understand and grasp this. But then again, you said, well, dollars, paper, right? You can hold and see. How often do you actually use cash nowadays? Because everything's going digital. So if the dollar is going digital, and it's all going to be on a blockchain, a CBDC, or even if it's not, it's all going to be on the SWIFT system like it is today. Can you actually hold it, or is it on your phone like Bitcoin would be? What's the difference? Well, the argument would be, well, Tyler, I can go to the bank and I can pull out cash, and then half the retailers in the world won't accept it anymore. You ever tried to go to a baseball game and use cash? They won't accept it. Your cash is honestly trash. Not only that, but see, cash can be printed as much as you want, and you call Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme, but what is cash? What does the Federal Reserve do? They print money. They create it out of thin air, and they print money. And if we couldn't keep printing the money, then the country would go bankrupt. If you can't collect taxes and keep printing money, then the Ponzi scheme of the dollar collapses as well. The central banking system collapses. Does that make sense? So what I would suggest you do is go on YouTube and type in, how does Bitcoin work? Or type in anything. Just type in Bitcoin and watch a couple of videos and really understand it, because if you fully understood the technology, you wouldn't say what you just said. Or you can just rewatch this video and listen to what I just said, because I just debunked every single thing that you said. And again, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to educate you, and hopefully people that think the same way. So have a great night. TY Crypto out. Oh, not financial advice.